All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I know I'm a few minutes late, but I'm a few minutes earlier than what you thought I was going to be here. So stop all that complaining, especially you, Tiger. You complain a lot, Tiger. Want to mess with me about being late, but you know what? I'm here, and all good things come to those who wait. All right, so my YouTube feed that was not muted, y'all got no idea how much I've been running around this office since I got back. I had to run an errand at the last minute, and so I set up the little stream card schedule right before I walked out the door, and then I had to go up the road about 20 minutes, take care of some business, then I had to come back and put everything together at the last minute. You see that old MacBook back there, that old iMac rather. I didn't even move it out the way, but I've been running around here trying to get this office straightened out, so I didn't look like a complete hobo bum behind me. But I'm here. I forgot to mute my YouTube stream over here, so it started talking in my ear. But I'm here nonetheless. It's kind of a last minute spur of the moment. I'll be on Vulcan Soapbox starting at 8:30. Starting at 8:30, I'll be on there like I have ended up being most every week the last, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 weeks. And if you don't know, the Vulcan Soapbox, their goal on their stream is a little different than mine. Like, I'm here to defend my worldview. That's what I'm here to do. And the way I describe myself is I am so conservative, Uncle Tiger. Man, shoot. I turn the lights on, fool. Look at me. There's lights. Okay? I know you're short. The light may not reach down there to where you are. But I do have the lights on, Tiger. You just want to complain, man. You just want to complain. I bet Leah complains worse than you do, Tiger. And she's a woman, and complaining is in her DNA, okay? Instead of complaining so much, Tiger, you need to copy the stream link, and you need to share it. And you need to like the stream, Tiger. Man, I don't know how many times I got to tell you this. I would think, as you would know by now, bless your heart, like the stream, share it out, share the stream out to both of your friends, Tiger, and get them in here and stop complaining, man. Stop complaining. Lord, Lord, Lord. I done forgot what I was about to say, Tiger. Golly. At any rate. So here I am. I got a few little videos I'm going to pull up and go over. Oh, yeah, I was talking about Soapbox. Here on my stream is to defend my worldview. If you happen to be familiar with that debate deity, Andrew Wilson, then you've heard this before. And that's one thing that really hooked me in with Andrew when I came across him, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, is when he said that his job was to defend his worldview and do everything he could to destroy opposing worldviews. You know, I looked over at Deej and I was like, that's me. I've been trying to do that for 30-something years. So it's kind of a similar thing, but, you know, Andrew will definitely have different takes and a different perspective they come to because he's in his early 40s. I'm in my early 50s. And the older you get, the less 10 years makes a difference. But we do have a different perspective. Andrew has been married for I don't know, I think 15, 18 years, something like that. Deej and I have been married for well over 3 decades. So we're going to have a different perspective, but a lot of the basics are going to be similar, just communicated and considered and understood a little different. Anyway, so that's what I'm here to do. And sometimes my debates, especially, you'll see it. If you've never seen me on a actual engage with someone in a blood sport debate, then it'll be hard for you to really understand. But it gets a little rough. It gets a little engaging. We kind of duke it out verbally or whatever. Vulcan Soapbox, it can get heated now. I ain't gonna lie, especially sometimes I get engaged with there's one guest that I engage with most every week. He goes by T Reason. Not everyone goes by their actual name online. I do. I mean, I understand the privacy, safety issues, but I typically go by my real name online because I'm a South Alabama redneck. That's spelled REDNEQUE because I am an upgraded model. But I am an Alabama redneck, so, anybody that wants to hunt me down, they welcome to do it. That's what I mean. So, but some people, they go by, what back in my youth you might refer to as a CB handle. Breaker 19, Rubber Ducky, that kind of stuff, Mile a Minute and those kind of trucker CB nicknames. And they kind of do that online, whatever. But I go by my name. Andrew goes by his name. Vulcan, on Vulcan Soapbox, as a matter of fact. That's a handle for him, which it'd be strange if it wasn't, right? Like, why would you name your kid Vulcan? But here I am, and I'm happy to be here. Now, just a little housekeeping to let you know before we get there. Around about 8:20, 8:25, maybe somewhere around in there. In a few minutes, I'm gonna have to step away and go over there to Vulcan Soapbox just to check in, let them make sure my audio and video and everything is jamming. And I wasn't actually able to figure out how to roll from this stream to that stream. But once I get over there and we go live, which will be about 8:30, then I'll share it over to my channel, and y'all will be able to come on over there. And look, if you want to come on panel, because Enos was telling me earlier that anybody who wants to come on panel to just click the link. But here, I'll put the link right here. This is the link that you can use after 8:30 if you want to come on panel and comment, debate about some of their topics. But again, the open panel, Wicked, on the open, when you say no open panel, do you mean on this stream or on a Soapbox's stream? Wicked, let me send you the link to come on this stream here, and you can come up, and that way you won't have to keep typing it all up. Yeah, okay. That first link I posted will be the link to come on Vulcan Soapbox. And look, I know some of you folks, not me, because I was raised like a marshmallow. That's the way I describe it, a marshmallow and a bowl of Cocoa Puffs, all right? But I know some people, they might look at Vulcan Soapbox as it is now, especially if you're familiar with podcasts like the Lapeef Network, and you might look and you see Vulcan and Enos, a couple of black guys, and you see the majority of their panels black guys. And if you're familiar with Lapeef over there, they'll have 4, 5, 6, black people or Hispanic, people of color, if you want to call it that. And then they'll have a couple of white guys. So you could kind of think of Lapeef almost like it caters to, and it's sort of a urban-focused channel. I've found that Vulcan Soapbox is not like that at all. It's just it's a podcast, kind of like No Fugazi with Cooley over there. Is they are it's just a podcast that's owned by a couple of black guys. So naturally, their sphere of influence, their people circle, their network is going to be that way. Just like white people are going to pretty much be more closely associated with, in their social circles with other white people. But it's definitely a cross-section, a fair and a balanced podcast. So if you want to come jump on, it, well, I see you there. It did not give me the tone there, Wicked. If you want to come jump on the Soapbox when they get up there, then come do that.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on my last table. They're finishing eating some food. I'm going to see if they order dessert. If they do, I'll make their dessert. Then I'll get out of here. If they don't order dessert, then I'll get out of here. But either way, I got one table left.
You're Italian, man. You're Italian, so you'll fit right in there with those people of colors. You're Italian.
Exactly.
You know how you'll be. But yeah, come on in, man. Typically what they do is they're they're gonna watch a video, they might have, but they have a list of discussions and questions they go down through. But you
Whatever.
got
Listen,
plenty
I
of
might
time
not have an opinion on all of them, but I might have an opinion on some of them.
Oh, you'll have an opinion on most all of them, Wicked. Trust me,
I'm
I
pretty
done
sure I've
seen
seen that
that.
dude T Reason. I mean, we could have some fun with him.
Yeah. He's about as smart as a shoe, man. So yeah, we'll have fun with
Yeah.
that.
He tries to smell what the number 9 looks like.
Yeah, I asked him last week. I don't know if you watched it last week, but I asked him last week. He kept talking about the black culture, or if there was some question about some kind of social thing. He'd say like him and a couple other guys. Oh, well, it's just the culture, basically the thing from back in the '90s. Oh, it's a black thing you wouldn't understand. So finally, I just asked him to tell me some things that were unique to the black culture that were not also done by and large by a whole bunch of white people. All he could come up with was rhythm. White people can't dance,
Yeah,
he
it
said.
was. Well, I
Like,
mean, not
man,
all of them, but some of them can. So it's just, I remember I saw some of that because there was a few things I actually wanted to ask, like everybody when they were talking about what was that, code switching. Well, I mean, from where like me growing up, that's just called knowing how to play your cards.
that's it. It's just
You know what I
social
mean? Like
behavior.
you just you don't act the same way towards everybody. You usually, and it's funny too. I was thinking about it as well. Have you ever been talking to somebody who doesn't speak English, and then you kind of try to talk into a tone that they do slowly so they can understand? But
And
you don't do it
loud.
purposely. It's just so like a way you could kind of somewhat communicate on somewhat of a level. But would
That's
that not be
true.
the same thing as code switching, kind of
That's what
in a
I would
way,
think.
right? Like something like that.
That's what I would
So.
think. It's just, and I covered some of that during the, back and forth. I was like, I work in sales is how I earn my living in my almost real job. And I'm not going to speak to my client that I don't already have a previous relationship with, like I would you or my brother or
Correct.
even my wife. It's
Correct.
just, but you have to consider when you get into that you're talking about people that have like a feminine mind that say that. And that's not
Right.
to say black people in general have feminine minds, but it's just that female mind of, I'm going to eat the fruit if I want to. You can't tell me I can't, that kind of thing. So when they feel compelled to behave in a certain way in order to get what they want, well, it becomes abuse or control or something that's menacing. And that's what you're dealing with. And unfortunately, thanks to the
Hmm.
welfare bill and then the crime bill from the 90s, the Great Society and the crime bill, a lot of black homes are fatherless. So you got boys and girls who are both being taught how to interact with the world from the perspective of a woman. And so that's when you
Yep.
end up with that, But
I actually ran I had an argument for the my body my choice people. So because of their mindset of my body my choice, under their perspective, I had an argument to come across. So I'm going to run this by you, right? So one, they would consider it's considered a double homicide, right? If you kill a pregnant woman,
in
right? So
some
they would consider
states,
that,
yeah.
right? In some states, yes, right? But would they consider that a double homicide or not? Is one
If the,
question that I had
if they
under
killed a
their
pregnant woman,
worldview. Yeah,
yeah, that'd be an interesting question to ask. I remember back
but
in
I but well, my
it was
second part to that was is if they did, what if the woman was actually on her way into an abortion clinic? Would it be considered a double homicide because she was already on her way in there?
yeah,
That's one.
yeah.
And then the second choice was is when they're pregnant, are they allowed to like smoke shoot up heroin? Would that be okay if they did that? If they did some kind of like hardcore drugs, like
I've
smoke
asked
meth
them
or
that
something like
before.
that?
I've asked pro-abortion people that before. I've gone through the thing of, if it's my body, my choice, and
Hmm.
of course, you establish beforehand that life is better than death. And the bad thing is nowadays that gets difficult to do, but the life is better than death. So if life is better than death, is it better? Is it permissible and moral for that woman to take some drug that'll make that child blind or autistic or something, but he'll
Why would you
live?
just say do it for herself? What if it's her body? What if she wanted to smoke weed, smoke crack, shoot up heroin while she's pregnant or whatever? Would that be okay while she's pregnant? I'm not asking while she's not pregnant. That's not the question. It's
Yeah,
while she's pregnant being the question.
yeah, yeah.
And like that would be because they would say, oh, it would harm the child or harm the baby. Well, what's the difference between the two? How do they
Yep.
draw that distinction out?
And in
So I
most
haven't
states
really.
today, it's a crime. The mother can go to jail for, like if that baby's born addicted to drugs or something,
Oh yeah.
it's
So
considered
what'll
child
happen
abuse.
if you no even before that? So what happens even during pregnancy? They draw blood, and they have if your baby's blood tests like positive for weed or anything like that, you can actually get like child services come to your house, search your house and stuff like that. At least in Florida, I know that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. It's good though, man. But look, man,
but
you'll be getting
yeah, let me
off
get back inside, see what's
as
going
soon as these
on.
people
Do
leave.
me a favor, just text me that link, and then when I get out of here, as long as my son's sleeping, I'll jump
Yeah,
on. If not, I'll put him to
yeah.
sleep, and then I'll jump on.
Or you can jump on and off. Don't get none of those stickers. I saw a video today of some parents that were filing charges and suing some daycare because a little boy came home with what he called a sleepy sticker on his arm. And basically, it was drugs to sedate the kids. And they put the little sticker on his arm, and the
Wow.
kids would go to sleep.
Wild.
Don't
Wild.
get one of them sticky
Wild.
there's
No, no, no,
sleepy
no. We ain't
stickers.
doing that. No, no,
But
no. We
look,
ain't doing that.
a
No, we
few
ain't doing
drops
that.
of
So
Benadryl in the baby bottle will work wonders. Don't ask me how I know this.
we'll talk about this later.
Take care, brother.
We're on
Thanks for
stream
coming on, man.
later.
I did not do that to my kids, so don't be calling the police and starting no rumors that I was sedating my children with any Benadryl in the baby bottles. I did not do it, but I can't say it didn't cross my mind every now and then. Leah, click the link. Come up. We can talk about it if you want. That's what we're gonna do. I got about 15 or 20 minutes, and I'm gonna have to go over there and check in with Enos, and then I'll be on Soapbox about 8:30. Last week it was I think a fairly short stream, but the first few streams I was on with them, I think we went a little bit longer. I like to think because I'm so entertained, and that's what I like to think. But we went a little bit longer, I think was the case, because last week I was a little disappointed when they started wrapping it up. I said, man, I was just getting my whistle wet. But at any rate, here we are. Click the link. I'll give you the link again if you need the link, Leah, because I know being a woman and everything, you're not as logistical as us men are, and Tyler too. But here, I'll give you the link again. I don't know where Tiger went. Where'd you go, Tiger? Come on up, man. Yeah, I'm looking back through the chat here to see what I missed from my two people who are in here. It's supposed to give me a little chime when someone comes in. I didn't see it when Wicked did it. At any rate, yeah, I tell you, if you want to see somebody get fired up in public, she don't care where she's at. And that is my wife, Miss Deidre. Whew. You bring up abortion, especially if it's some one of these pro-aborts who are really mouthy and arrogant and that sort of stuff. Oh my God, Deidre will break out, man. She'll go crazy. All right, Tiger, how's it going, man? I'm gonna put you down there like that so you'll fit in and everything, man.
Okay.
All right, Tiger. So what's up, man? What's up? I thought you left. I was looking at Chad over here and you got quiet, and I knew if you weren't talking, then Leah trying to blame it on the phone. Well, look, go plug all that in, Leah. We got Soapbox to come, and you need to come be one of the token marshmallows too, and you can offer it up. You must have one of them Androids, Leah, that you plug in and it keeps dying anyway. How about it, Tiger? What's going on, man? You cleaning your chimneys today?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we had a time for sure, and now it's snowing, and we have the day off tomorrow, so that's good.
Well, except you don't get paid for that, man. You don't get paid for that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, I have other things that I can do to, I'll be okay.
Yeah, I got you, man. But it's hard to get paid like that. My son came by today to help do a couple things, and he was off work really with a twisted ankle, and it just they're messing with him because they don't know. He don't know if they're gonna be. It was a workplace thing. He's gonna get paid. He's not gonna get paid and everything. But
Oh yeah, that's a pain in the like dealing with insurance and all of that, and like workman's
Yeah,
comp. Yeah, that's a
yeah,
pain.
yeah. That's one thing I like about being unemployed. I don't have to worry about my employer paying me. I don't think I've been paid in probably about 10, 11 years, man.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
man.
trying
When
to
I
get.
was
Go ahead.
about your age, no, you in your late 20s, right?
I'm 30.
My
I'm 30. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, the big
Yeah.
3-0. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. But when I was like in my early 20s, late teens, I said, I want to make sure that by the time I get 30 years old, I can just retire, right? Like I can just retire by the time I'm 30 years old. And then when I got 30 years old, I was still broke though. But I didn't let that stop me from realizing my dreams. I went ahead and retired anyway, man. So
Is that
I went
right?
on ahead and retired. Yeah, man. You got to be dedicated to your goals in life. I mean, why wouldn't you, man?
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Right.
Yeah, I'm
Matter
trying
of
to
fact, you know
find.
what? I'm gonna retire too.
Yeah, but hang on now. Let me help you before you get out there too much and mess around with it, man. You got to make sure, like I did, that you got a woman who's willing to have you as a kept man.
What do you mean by that?
It means that if she gonna make a good living and she'll keep you home and take good care of you, and then you just trade out doing them sexual favors.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. So you mean a sugar mama? Okay, I got you. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
not really a sugar mama. Well, a sugar mama might work if you can't get one to actually marry you. But I'm talking about if you're married to them, you ain't a sugar mama. You just trading it out. It's the bartering system.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It sounds like a pretty fair deal to me. You know what? You're right.
Yeah, it was. It was until she retired about a year and a half ago.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, I see that, Leah. If he comes through, I think we could have come on through. Cooley must not be streaming tonight, huh?
No. No. We thought he would, but nope.
Yeah. Who you talking about, Wicked? Calling who fat? What are you talking about, man? I would never call a woman fat to her face. What are you talking about?
Yeah, when you called her a marshmallow or whatever. That.
Oh, no. That
Yeah, I
wasn't a
don't really know
fat
what that
joke. That
means.
was just saying because you're a cracker like me. So,
Oh,
you
okay.
know. Oh, I've been told that cracker is TOS for you too, but thankfully my stream's not big enough to shut down right now.
Yeah, and I mean, come on. Even if it is, they don't police that. They don't care about that. It's just in there to be fair, quote unquote.
I think
Yeah.
it by and large depends on what side of the different issues you're on and how big your stream is. And,
Yeah.
like if they came through now and they shut my stream down, here I am with less than 60 subscribers and stuff, just really getting started to go at this thing. I could back up and get another one, different name, and I guess fraudulate some of the details, and I'll be back up and going. But someone like Andrew or Cooley or, Jim Bob, a good Lord Myron Gaines and those types, no, it's, they got you. If they come to you and they demonetize you, they just put you out of business.
Yeah, you
You
can't.
know,
Yeah, they can't start over again anew. Yeah, they're just done. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, or if they take down your stream completely and those sorts of tyrannical things, it really makes a difference.
That makes me like, okay, are you on Rumble or no?
Yeah, I'm on Rumble and I had it set up to stream because this program I'm streaming in right now, Restream will stream to 5 different platforms. They'll stream to more than that if you pay them more money. And I had it set up, but I found out with Rumble, I have to go regenerate. They call it a stream key, but it's an API code so that the two servers will communicate with one another in the background. It's just establishing that virtual connection. And you have to do that every week. And I usually don't think about doing it. I say every week. Seems like every week to me. But you have to do it. It expires, okay? Bottom line, it expires. And I don't think about it until I'm going to turn my channels on and tell Restream where I want to stream to. And it'd be like tonight where I'm like, man, I need to go ahead and get live. And so I forget to do it.
Yeah, of course.
Long answer, I know.
No worries.
But yeah, so I'll get that chat out of your face. But I've been sitting here looking to see, because there's a way to flip these around. Because when I'm looking at my screen, it looks like I got my back turned to you.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just
you've had us where we're like switched before, and it looks like
hey
you're looking at me.
hey,
Yeah.
let's do this. We'll give you the big screen. That way you'll feel like a
Oh,
big boy.
I don't
That's
know if I
better.
like that.
Now it looks a little more natural because I'm looking at you, man. I'm looking at you.
All right.
Yeah, man. I've spent the last 2 or 3 weeks. So y'all know, because I've been kind of out of pocket the last couple of weeks. 2 or 3 weeks. I've been trying to get. Of course, you know this, Tiger. But I've been trying to get my OBS set up to where I can bring these panels in, and I can talk without the panel shooting my audio back to me.
Mhm.
And everything. And it still ain't working right. It still ain't working right. So I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna have to continue working on this in my spare time.
Yep.
Because I got people like you and Wicked and Leah and some other people. My barber is he's a black dude. He's gonna come on supposed to the soapbox tonight. He's a
Oh.
he's a interesting dude, he's this of course the barbershop's a traditional, what you would think of as a traditional black barbershop. But
Mm-hmm.
most all the barbers in there are some different degree actually are pretty based, conservative. That
Sure.
kind of stuff. So that'll be interesting. Kind of like Vulcan and Enos are. And
Mm-hmm.
so that'll be interesting. There's one of the clients that go in and out of there. I think I've sent you some of his videos before. Big Ward, talk
Yeah.
about how his hands as big as a truck steering wheel.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I try to get him on, but yeah, so should be an interesting panel.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll jump on or not, but I'll be watching for sure.
You ought to, because what they do, I think that's a little better, especially for folks, say, like yourself, who may not be a seasoned, skilled, like blood sport debater. And you've watched it, you've seen how they'll ask questions and they'll kind of conduct it. Whereas,
Yeah.
like Cooley and Speakeasy and those guys, they'll just kind of let folks just go at it. And,
Yeah, like there's like
that kind of
no
thing.
moderation at all. Yeah.
Yeah, because what I was saying earlier about the difference in, my content that I want to do and what Soapbox does is, like, I'm a lot more blood sport. If you're just a damn idiot, and I'm gonna tell you that your mama's a hoe or something if I have to, because I'm there to defend my worldview and I'm there to destroy theirs. Well, the goal of Soapbox is not necessarily to promote based worldviews like ours, as much as it is they want to bring people in there of very different persuasions and then kind of teach them, like on the job training, how to use logic.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we want people, that would be more on Destiny's side of the political, social, Coomer persuasion to come on, not just so we could knock their teeth out and choke them down, like I do T-Reason every time. Not like that. Okay, that's why I'm there. It's not my podcast. I'm there to destroy worldviews. But it's for people, say, like T-Reason, and there were a couple of other guys on the stream last week. Coach Andre was one of them, and some guy, his name was Christian something or other. And but it's guys like that they're thinking, but they have bad assumptions and bad premises and bad arguments, so they reach a false conclusion. So what Vulcan and Enos want to do is they want to try to bring those people in, and in a sort of an engaging but entertaining way, is teach them, how to use logic and how to tell, is this a sound argument? Is this a fallacy I'm using?
Right.
Well, he just told me there was a new showtime, 9:40. Let me respond to Enos, because that's a lot. Okay, that would be 8:40 for me.
Okay,
right.
8:40 for you.
Yeah.
So he's saying, okay, so he's on the East Coast then? He's Eastern time?
Yeah, he's in Georgia, but he's not actually on the coast, but he's in
For sure.
Eastern. Yeah, that's what he just texted me. He said 9:40. So we got a few more times. I was looking here to see if I could bring up something to He always does. They said 9:40 at first, and I'm thinking, what? I'm thinking like an hour and like 15, 20 minutes. Man, I got to come up with more content then.
Yeah, what else are we going to talk about? Yeah.
Yeah, let me bring up, I could bring up, I don't know, because I sent them some of my videos to kind of go with, and I'm not sure which ones he's going to use. Let me see if I could bring up something here we could.
Oh, like they're going to use one of your clips as like the prompt or whatever, the basis for the.
No, it'll be like different videos I found online to be prompts. Yeah, here's one.
Oh, okay.
Here's one. This
Women
let me see if I
claim
can
being
bring.
a stay-at-home mom is risky because
Let me see. I got to get that audio up. You know I'm still learning this, man. So don't be too judgmental. See, can you hear this?
you don't have an income, and what if
Can you
your
hear that all
husband
right?
leaves you?
Oh, yeah.
I can't hear it real good, but okay, if you can hear it right, I'm gonna back it up and we'll start it again, man. I know I'm sounding very redneck, but here we go. Alignment names. I think this will work. Check it out, man. This dude's funny. Have you ever seen his content?
I don't think so. No, I'm not familiar with him. No.
This dude's funny. He's ugly as all get out, but he's funny.
Yeah.
Man, this guy's even uglier than you, Tiger. Good Lord.
Hey, my mom says I'm handsome, and I believe her. Okay.
Okay. We can argue with mama. Let's see what he has to say, man. Let's see.
Women claim being a stay-at-home mom is risky because you don't have an income, and what if your husband leaves you? Here's an idea, ladies. Don't become the type of woman that your husband would want to leave. I'm not sure if you know this, but you can actually get fired from an office job for becoming an annoying that doesn't follow direction. This is exactly why women belong in the kitchen, because they're much better at using a recipe than logic. Flex on your wife with Sound Advice merch.
What you think, Tiger?
I mean, what can I say? I mean, he's correct. You know.
Yeah, you can't really say he's wrong, but I do. Now, comedy, good comedy has got to be rooted in truth.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I am of the very correct opinion and persuasion that Jim Carrey is not funny. Don't even start. Don't even start. I see you thinking. Don't even start, Tiger. Don't even start, man. He ain't funny.
I'm actually going to agree with you. I don't think he is actually that funny. All I was going to say is that there have been a very select few moments where he had a brief that he was mildly entertaining. Okay, I mean, he's not big time for no reason, right? So
I would say that calling him mildly entertaining is like calling me mildly physically fit.
I
ain't dead. I ain't dead. I can still stand up and walk around.
No, fair enough.
Jim Carrey is a very physical sort of you can't really call it slapstick, but a very physical kind of thing. He does all these weird faces and these dumb voices, and then he does stupid stuff that would be just extremely like in that movie Dumb and Dumber.
I can't stand that movie. I agree. I don't think that's funny at all.
Yeah, the dog van, the climbing through the limo at the beginning, the riding the little mini bike to Aspen and the snot frozen to his lip. It's so many of the people I was associates with back then, they thought that was so funny. I'm like, the way I described it, I said, if I took off all my clothes and ran through the shopping mall singing, Yankee Doodle Dandy, there'd be a lot of people laughing, but it wouldn't be because I was a good comic. It would just be, it was a very socially awkward, shocking kind of thing, and I'd be making a fool of myself, and people would laugh at me.
Yeah, they're not laughing with you. Yeah, they're laughing at you. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, that's not funny, but comedy has got to have, even physical comedy like Leah's talking about, it's got to have some sort of a truth to it that they're touching on, and there needs to be some sort of an ironic element.
Mm-hmm.
Like an old joke from way back before my time, comedian goes, I was walking down on the pier today, and there was a guy fishing, and I asked him how it was going, and he said, I haven't had a bite all day, so I bit him. See, that's kind of an ironic thing. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Kind of, because you're expecting it to be something to do with fishing, and or it's not even a story joke like that, but it used to be a thing, that older comedians would do, like in the 60s and 70s. It'd be like
Hmm.
an old guy, and they, instead of saying, like, for instance, my wife, they go, take my wife, please, like that. Because you're expecting him to use his wife as an example, but really he's just asking you to haul off his wife.
Yeah,
That's
just take
very
her away.
basic. It's not something you're going to laugh at, especially in today's world. But that's the basic thing. There needs to be some truth to it, and there needs to be some sort of a hook, some ironic thing like that. That's what I say, and I made that decision. So it's just guys like Jim Carrey. Just they don't do that. They just show up and they're like, "Hey, look at this weird face I can make, and look at this weird accent I can do." And
Yeah, like it's super juvenile. You're
yeah,
you're right. Like the Dumb and Dumber, so I never got down with that, or like Ace Ventura, right? Not a fan. Like there is like super ridiculous stuff that he's done that, yeah, I agree with you, is not funny. Me, Myself, and Irene, though, that is a funny movie. Just saying.
I haven't seen that one.
It's
I
good.
haven't
You should
seen
watch
that.
that one.
I saw Ace Ventura. I saw Pet Detective. I saw bits and pieces of The Mask. I did see one movie, but it wasn't a comedy. It was and the name was on the tip of my head, and it just escaped me. But the one where he played the little boy that was raised in a television show.
Yeah, the Truman Show. Yeah,
The
yeah.
Truman Show. I couldn't remember the
Mhm.
name. Yeah. Now I like that, but it's because it was actually touching on some philosophical things, and so there
Yeah,
was
it
the
wasn't
reality
quite
to it.
comedy. Yeah, yeah.
It was more of a drama. I wasn't a Robin Williams fan until he started doing more serious movies.
Hmm.
When he was just because he was a lot like that. He did a movie, I guess it was early '80s, mid '80s. One of his first movies. It was he played Popeye. Not funny. I mean, he did all the goofy stuff that you would expect Popeye to do, but not funny.
Hmm.
He did movies like that. Steve Martin, you familiar with him?
Is that like Cheaper by the Dozen?
I
That
think
guy?
so.
Yeah.
One of his movies too was Father of the Bride.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Well, he first, from my perspective, he first came on the scene in through like Saturday Night Live,
Yep.
like a lot of comics do. And he had just had that goofy. It's like he took the goofy, awkward, irritating white guy, sort of
Hmm.
a shtick, and he just really amplified that. Like he had this weird thing where it was like one part of an arrow going this way, and then the back part of the arrow this way, and then it had like a hoop. And then he'd wear it on his head so it looked like an arrow going through his head. And
All right.
his little
Okay.
routine, he'd talk about, it was him, and I forget who the other guy was. I want to say Dan Aykroyd, but I don't think so. And he'd say, their big stick was, we're two wild and crazy guys. And they would do that kind of like goofy stuff, and then they would make out like they thought it was really like attractive or something. And so that was I never thought it was funny.
Yeah,
I
they
never
thought it
thought that
was
was
really what it
funny, and I
was.
never respected the opinions of people I knew and were friends with who thought it was funny. I was like, if you think that's funny, then you're stupid, so we can't be friends anymore.
Yeah, it's low IQ stuff. Yeah, you're juvenile. Yeah.
But he did a movie one time where he played a white kid that was raised by black people. It was
Steve
a movie.
Martin?
Yeah, I believe it was Steve Martin. It was called The Jerk.
Okay, yeah, I saw that when I was way too young and just didn't get it, and I haven't seen it since. But I remember The Jerk and it just being like really weird, and I'm like, what is this? You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just didn't get it. Yeah, I was like 12 probably. It's like,
It was one of those movies that had like some funny like one-liners. Like he took a part of a Stevie Wonder song, called "Just Enough for the City" is the name of the song, And you'll even hear me quote it sometime if somebody asks me where I'm from. I'll kind of quote that, but I'm quoting Stevie Wonder, not Steve Martin. But it says, he said, I was born a poor white child in Hard Time, Mississippi. And he goes on through that. But it's because it was like he was raised up, didn't know he was white, kind of that thing.
Okay, yeah. That's funny.
Dave Chappelle has a shtick. He did a little video skit of
Yeah,
the
Clayton
world's.
Bigsby.
Yeah, the blind black guy who hated black people.
Yeah,
That
dude,
kind of thing.
classic.
But yeah. But I mean, that's what comedy's supposed to do. And that's why people end up getting offended. And that's why these not quite funny comics like Jim Carrey, that's why they're not funny, but they're safe. Jim Carrey doesn't have to worry about getting canceled because of one of his jokes. I'm going to eat some breadsticks right here on stream. So, you're just going to have to deal with it, man. But
You're not bothering me.
yeah, when I get on Soapbox, I try to, because they have a little set of rules, for people coming on, basically, like, they don't want you cussing. So, that's one thing that kind of pulls me back from Bloodsport. They're having their rules that they want you, well lit, and they want you somewhere, even like you are in the lawnmower shed, but you're at least sitting down.
Right.
Women, some men, but women, they love walking around with their cell phone, and the whole time
Yeah,
you're on panel, and you just see their background skimming around. You're looking up their nose and stuff. They try to, they ask people to kind of, not do that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be eating breadsticks on their stream, but I'm gonna eat my breadsticks.
Yeah, which is good because like that sort of stuff happens on like No Fugazi all the time. These people, oh God, am I by myself now? Okay, all right, whoa. It's like, I don't want the spotlight.
No, that's NEQUE. So I'm at least gonna turn my camera off while I'm shoving it in my pie hole, man.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I can't stand when people like call in and they're like, they're in the dark or they're in the car. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
that's
they're
so much
moving
fun
around.
when we dog out those callers where the black
it's
guy
fun.
calls
It's
in, he's in the
entertaining, but-
dark,
Mhm.
and you a wicked one. Y'all are like reliable to say something about Cooley debating with a shadow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm like, all I can see is teeth.
Or the monster in the closet, kind of stuff.
Monster in the closet. Homie is blacker than under the bed.
Those are the same people that post cars on Facebook Marketplace, and the pictures they take are under a carport at like 1 a.m.
Oh yeah, you can't see shit. Yeah.
So the only part of the car you can see is what the flash caught down the side or something. And those same posts will be pictures of the interior through the window.
Mm-hmm. Through the window. Yeah, right. Like what? Come on.
Did you lose the key, man?
Right. Idiots. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that movie with Steve Martin and I think it's John Candy and I know I'm kind of like randomly bringing this back up, but like they I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's like Thanksgiving and they get stuck traveling with each other and they just get on each other's nerves.
Planes, trains, and automobiles, is that it? Or throw mama from the train? Yeah. Throw mama from the train, maybe it's one of those.
Yeah. I think it's planes, trains, automobiles. Yeah.
But it's but when Steve Martin moved from that comedy, kind of like Robin Williams, when he moved from comedy to actually dramatic acting, I ended up liking some of his. And even his dramatic movies still would have some funny moments in it, But I ended up kind of liking it, like, Father of the Bride. And, with Robin Williams, he had a bunch of them. He had like Dead Poet Society.
I love Dead Poet Society. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah. Even Mrs. Doubtfire had a lot of funny stuff in it, but it wasn't just one guffaw to another,
Yeah.
It could just be that I'm a arrogant, narcissist who just thinks that I am the gatekeeper of all things funny. That could be the problem.
Perhaps. I mean, you said I didn't say you said that.
Yeah, but I don't care either way. I'm right. They're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Wicked here, he just likes being a bully, looks like. He said, if I can get it to show. Yeah, he said that's his favorite thing to do, to make fun of people.
Mm-hmm.
Such a bully.
Yeah.
You know how them Italians are, man. They show up and they want to make you an offer you can't refuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I almost said something highly inappropriate that would definitely be TOS. Don't get me started talking about Wicked. I'll say
Yeah,
some
don't get me
very
messed up.
yeah.
You gonna come on stream on Soapbox if they have room for you?
I might. You know, I don't know. I kind of see how it goes. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm really doing myself. Do
One
up.
thing that they do too, that I think is a good idea that they do, is if you have to go off camera, like if you got to go take a leak or something, or if you need to get off panel and go to bed or whatever, you're leaving for good, is they want you to let Enos know through the back chat, you know, the private chat. They don't want you on stream saying, well, look, Enos, I got to go, y'all. Thanks for having me. And then you just disappear. They don't want you interrupting the flow of the conversation.
Sure.
For that sort of meta stuff, they want you to message through the chat. So,
Mm-hmm.
they just run a cleaner, you know, more predictable, more stable conversation. But at the same time, they still want us to fully engage. You know, so
Yeah,
it's a lot more like a jujitsu.
I was just gonna say, I think that's sort of like my problem with Speakeasy, and not okay, maybe not like a problem like I hate this, but like a problem such that like I'm not at the level where I can the one or two or three times I've been on a Speakeasy panel, it's like 20 people. And Speakeasy just sits back and just lets the dumpster fire burn. You know what I mean? Like I can't get a word in. People are all over the place. You know, I can't hear what anybody's saying because everybody's talking over each other. You know, I think I mean, do they allow for a little bit? They allow for a little bit of blood sport, right? Soapbox,
Right.
Like you maybe not swearing, but like right.
Yeah, they don't want you cursing people out. Which I have to remind myself of sometimes, especially someone like T Reason. I want to, you know, they don't want you like making like personal insults, which means I got to rein that in too. Because some of these guys like T Reason, I want to ask him if his mama had any children that survived childhood. Because he obviously did. So basically, I'm telling him he's brain dead. You know, did your mama have any kids that lived? That's the joke, you know.
Right.
But they won't. But they do. Vulcan, I keep starting to call him by his actual name, catching myself. Vulcan and Enos have both told me even today that they want us to be more engaging, more aggressive back and forth, but they just want to keep it in a certain side of respect. You know, like, you know, telling some people, you know, like me and Andrew Wilson, Rob Noor, and even Jim Bob and stuff, you know, we'll ask people, are you stupid? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, how old were you when you had that brain damage happen, you know? They don't want you speaking to the person and criticizing the person like that, but you can really dive in as far as it's topic specific.
Right.
You know? Like I asked the dude, I see Angry Amputees here. Do you know him?
The name rings a bell, but I don't know him. I think I've probably seen him somewhere else, perhaps.
Look, Amputee. They're starting a few minutes late. He messaged me, so they're going to be starting in about 5 minutes, which means I probably need to go over there and check in with them and make sure that all of our tech is combobulated and whatever. Do you have if you don't have the link yet, let me shoot that to you real quick, Amputee, and because they're on StreamYards. I meant to shoot that to you earlier, but I'm Scotch-Irish, man. So, but yeah, come on in, Angry Amputee, and we'll hook it up. I probably, y'all, need to go on over there and check in with them so they can last week he sent me a text that asked, all it said was ETA with a question mark. Now let me know I'm probably the last one they're waiting on. That's just an example of how their stream seems to be a lot more, well, it doesn't seem to be, it is a lot more structured than, say,
Mhm.
Speakeasy or Sarah the Menopausal Tomato or, even Cooley. They seem to kind of fly by the seat of their pants. But Vulcan and Enos, they really try to, like I said, they want us to engage and duke it out, but they want it to be more like a jiu-jitsu match than a bar fight.
Yeah, yeah.
So they want to keep a certain structure to it so they kind of keep control of it because they're trying to, display and demonstrate and teach people how to think logically.
Right.
Whereas me, my tendency, I just want to swell their rhetorical eyes shut where they can't see out of them. So they'll stop having drag queens story hour. I'm like, okay. They still don't know how to work logic anymore, but they know they better not say that again. That's
Right.
what I, kind of want to do. And but they want to do more like they want to teach people how to use logic. That's why I'm saying it would be a good environment for you because you don't have to be so, put them up, or like who was it, Chris Tucker in 48 Hours or Rush Hour. Chris
Rush
Tucker in Rush
Hour.
Hour where those Chinese guys hit him. And he was like, which one of y'all just hit me? So
Yeah.
if you, that's must be, because I hadn't been on a speakeasy with you, but I'm expecting that's kind of what you end up with sometimes, But you'd be like, which one of you just hit me?
Yeah. I just can't, and you can't get a word in. I can't hear what anybody else is saying. There's the one Irish guy who I'm sure is probably actually a really nice guy, but just his voice drives me nuts. And he goes up there all the time. And I'm like, no, I don't even want to,
See, he's only about, I need to get over there and check in, but he's only about your age too. He
Yeah.
sounds older than he is. I don't know if you've ever seen his actual face.
Yeah.
But look, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this stream up. Y'all, thanks for hopping in. If you will, go on over there to, let me pull this up real quick, and I'll post the actual link just in case some of y'all don't have it. Y'all can just click this link. As I do this more, and I get a little bit better at it, of course, I'm going to have it set up where I can just rage all over to them. But right now, I just wanted to get there it is in the chat now. I just wanted to get get a stream going, get back in the groove of it, because the last 2 or 3 weeks I've had my head buried in trying to get all this tech set up. So come on over there. I'm going to be happy to see y'all, man. And thanks for coming, man. Thanks for coming.